Hey everyone, Danny here over at Into Fly Fishing, and we are back with another affordable fly fishing rod review. Today's choice is the Wild Water 9-foot 5/6 weight AX series rod. Now, we did purchase this rod ourselves, and if it is something that you are interested in purchasing, the link is in the description below. We saw that it had about 4.8 stars out of 5 with over 2,000 reviews. So we wanted to check it out and see if it lived up to the hype. And we're going to take a deep dive into this rod, so make sure you stay tuned and enjoy the video. So let's start with the action. The Wild Water is a medium fast action, and I'm typically more of a fan of a moderate fast or a fast action, but I really did enjoy how this rod felt. I was casting it on a more windy day, both times that I did use it for a few hours each day, and the conditions weren't ideal for it. The water conditions I was fishing it on, water was moving fast, so it was going to get a good test. And for a medium fast action rod, I really felt like it lived up to the challenge. It was smooth. I found the rhythm of it right away. I didn't have that lack of response that I like. And so I thought it was that good balance of powerful enough but still sensitive enough that I could throw my dries, my nymphs, my streamers, and still get that balance that I do like to feel when I'm fishing. So rod length and weight, as mentioned earlier, this is the 9-foot 5/6 weight rod, and it is 4.4 ounces. So we tested out the Moonshine Drifter just a little bit ago, and it is a 9-foot 6 weight rod, and it weighs about 3.6 ounces. So this Wild Water outfit is almost an ounce heavier. Now, me personally, I like a heavier rod, so I wasn't worried about it. I was actually excited to cast it. I like to just feel that extra weight in my hands for whatever reason, and even though it is almost an ounce heavier than some of the other rods we're looking at, I didn't feel like I was getting tired as I was casting it. I definitely noticed the weight, but I felt like that extra weight came in handy when I was really trying to power through the wind. So a bit heavier, but again, not unreasonable by any means. So the Wild Water rod blank is made of an IM8 graphite. It is matte black. I like the way it looks. I think it fits the style of the company and of the rod well. And as you work your way along, you will have a stainless steel hook holder here. You have a double locking reel seat. It is an anodized aluminum reel seat, so it's willing to and able to withstand all sorts of water and getting it wet in difficult conditions. It's built to last. All the guides themselves have a stainless steel finish on them. It's no doubt in my mind that these guides are built to last. Not a whole lot of give in them, not a whole lot of flex in them. They do the job well. It's smooth. You don't feel any hang-ups or anything as you're casting through it. The cork itself is high quality. It's a 7-inch long cork, so it fits me and fits my hand just about right when I'm casting. I didn't feel like I was slipping off it or anything. So again, high quality cork, stainless steel guides, graphite blank, everything that you'd need in a quality fly rod. So just overall build quality, Wild Water has the reputation they do for a reason. It's a $100 outfit, and for $100 you're getting a rod that's going to last. And the graphite is solid. There were no hairline cracks or anything. The guides were what I wanted and envisioned. The cork felt good. The reel seat was locking, kept everything in place. So for quality, no complaints whatsoever. Now let's work through the casting ability. So I was able to cast this for a few hours and really get a good test of it. I first took it to just a local park near me just to air it out, see how it felt. With no obstructions by me, I could really just see what the rod was made of. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I was casting on about 8 to 10 mile an hour wind day, so it wasn't perfectly still and calm, but it was still a manageable amount of wind. And within 40 to 50 feet up into that, this rod was really great. I mean, it is a 9'6" weight, so you would imagine it had some backbone in it, able to power through some of those more windy conditions, and it did. But as I got beyond 50 feet, I felt like the rod lost a bit of its integrity. I didn't feel as if I had much control. The rod tip would definitely wiggle as I was making my cast past 50 feet and I was trying to launch my fly. It wasn't just as solid as I wanted it to feel. But up into that 50 feet, and again, it's a medium fast action rod, so I knew its limitations going in. And up to 50 feet, rarely, if I'm fishing this style and weight of rod, I'm not going to cast beyond that. So for what it needed to do and where I was fishing it and general use, it did everything that I wanted to. But again, beyond 50 feet, I definitely started to feel it lose its integrity just a bit. But overall, with the casting ability, no complaints. Now, blank recovery rate. Again, I'm more of a fast action, moderate fast action guy myself. So I'm always skeptical, as I mentioned, when I'm using those more medium fast or medium or slow action rods with the recovery rate. I don't have a lot of patience. I like to get my back cast going, shoot my line out. I had to make a few extra back casts with this rod, but overall I felt it recovered actually really nicely. I tested out the Redington Crosswater as well, and I compared the recovery rates on those. Definitely more in the center, not too medium, not too fast, but I think there's a really nice sweet spot in there, and it felt smooth. It didn't feel too clunky, but it didn't also feel overly stiff. So I think Wild Water nailed it with that medium fast action recovery rate. Line control. Now, I'm not always the most accurate caster, especially as I've been out on the water for the day. I lose some of the integrity in my cast, so I really need to be able to control the line. I think this rod, that extra length and that extra power, allowed me to control the line actually quite well, especially when I was making poor casts. So the mends that I needed to make and the adjustments I needed to make, I was fishing water that was flowing around 1,000 CFS, so it was moving along quickly, and if you make a bad cast, as you know, you're going to have to make a mend, you're going to have to recover. And I think I was actually quite impressed for how affordable this rod is for its ability to control. It responded well when I moved. It wasn't as quick as I maybe would like, but again, for what it is, I think it did the job for the line control. I could lay down my fly softly, I could make the mends I needed to, and I was really more impressed with the rod as I used it more. So again, for a beginner angler or just a backup rod, you're going to get a really quality rod that you feel like you have good control over. So target species, I wouldn't go any bigger than maybe smaller bass. I'd stick with trout, panfish, maybe the occasional small bass, but beyond that medium fast action is going to struggle. And Wild Water does recommend the same thing on their website, and I absolutely agree. I think it's going to handle most of the trout you find. Trout between 15 to 22 to 25 inches you'll be able to take care of with this, but some of those bigger bass or pike, don't go after those. It'll definitely, one, probably hurt the fish for how long you have to fight it, and two, you're just going to feel overmatched. So stick with the trout and the panfish. Target water, stick with water. You're going to have to make only 40, 50 foot casts at most, maybe a little longer on a still day, but I would stick with medium sized rivers, ponds, smaller lakes. You can go to those larger rivers as long as you don't have to cover them all if you're just in a drift boat, or if you're sticking in one just seam or the seam here and there where you'd have to make shorter casts and just shorter, smaller mends. You'll be fine. I wouldn't go after the big water with this because A, you're going to find probably bigger fish, and B, you're just not going to be able to cover it as much as you would like. Now the warranty. So Wild Water does have a lifetime warranty on their fly fishing outfits, which is great. You have to pay a $35 replacement fee, and they won't replace anything if it's abuse or neglect, anything like that. But manufacturer error and other common mishaps with these rods, Wildwater will replace it for a $35 fee. So the price. So Wildwater sends you not only the rod, but you also get a reel, as well as a smaller fly box, along with some tip bit and leader. So all for $100. They send you quite a bit of fishing equipment, and you're really going to struggle to find a better deal on a fly fishing outfit because of not only the reviews and the reputation they have, but just the quality stuff that you get. I was testing out the rod primarily, and I really liked how the rod felt for the price range. So who is this rod for? I would recommend this rod more for beginners, even more than just a backup rod. I would say beginners would really thrive with this setup because you get the full package. You get a few flies, you get the reel, you get the leader, you get the rod, and you can really just get to know it all as one. I think there are better options for backup rods in similar price ranges because some of those backup rods are going to be a bit more versatile than this one. But if you're a beginner angler looking to just learn casting, go fish on the occasional river, lake, stream, pond, I think it's an ideal option for you. Overall, for a beginner, $100, you're not going to break the bank. You're going to get something that's going to last. You get a quality warranty, and you're knowing that this rod is the perfect place to start because everything's going to be balanced with the reel and the rod, and you'll really get the idea of how to fish properly, and then you can move up to a more high performance rod if you'd like. And remember, the link to purchase this rod is in the description below. And we appreciate you tuning into this video. Stay tuned for more affordable fly rod reviews coming your way. And be sure to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching this video.